Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress.
This is horrifying. There is great trouble. A father and a son are stranded in the wild. And there's something more. There's no escape. They seem to be cornered in...
In what?
A corner.
A corner. Is that how the movie ends?
Shh.
Welcome back. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the Long Island International Film Expo, the 15th annual Long Island International Film Expo, and I'm here with Melissa Archer, soap opera actress, film actress, and now she's going to be presenting a very special award tonight.
I am.
Tell my audience about this award that you will be presenting.
Well, I get to present the award for Outstanding Lifetime Achievement to Robert Vaughn, who played my father in Excuse Me for Living. So I'm very excited, very honored to be able to do that tonight.
Well, you know, I interviewed Mr. Robert Vaughn many years ago at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
and he's such a delightful person to interview. He's a wonderful actor.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember him well from many films that he made in the 60s, including the TV show, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Being here at the 15th Annual Long Island International Film Expo, can you tell my audience a little bit about your character in the film?
Yeah, I play Robert Vaughn's daughter, Dr. Bernstein. He's a psychiatrist, and I end up falling in love with the bad boy, who turns out to be pretty good. But he goes through quite a bit before it gets there, and it's kind of interesting. She's a good girl, she's a writer, and then she kind of goes through her bad phase, which is quite fun.
Okay. If we want to find out more about the movie, where can we go?
They can go on excusemeforliving.net, also Facebook, Excuse Me for Living, or you can always check me out on Twitter or Facebook, which is Facebook The Melissa Archer, or Twitter _ Melissa Archer, and I've always got info on there.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a moment, darling. Some more interviews right here at the Long Island International Film Expo, right here in Bellmore, Long Island. Keep watching, darlings. More celebrities coming up. Pink champagne kisses.
Bossed the A-Team around and challenged Superman in Superman 3. And who can forget his memorable performance as the debonair Napoleon Solo in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Robert Vaughn has the presence that all actors aspire to achieve, and through his body of work has earned the respect of everyone within our industry. Ladies and gentlemen,
in New York City, on a street in the East 40s, there's an ordinary tailor shop. Or is it ordinary? We entered through the agent's entrance.
Second-hand bullet. Come on. Now, what went wrong, Lieutenant?
Who else knew where he was?
What?
Who else knew where he was?
What do you imply?
Well, do you know where to look? looked for him and used your name to get in.
Are you suggesting I disclosed his whereabouts?
Oh, I'm glad you could come. Sit down. You're looking well.
Feeling much better, thank you.
No, I had no idea you were in the hospital.
Now, that is there was too much bad news.
You had your share. Was a blow to learn and get on.
Didn't want to be one of those idiots going to trade school to fix mental faucets. I'd rather be a real plumber. Speaking of plumbers, did you ever hear the one about the...
Please stop. I don't believe you. And stop defending yourself. I'm not attacking you. You use language as a weapon and a shield.
My movie father, Robert Vaughn.
It looks kind of like an Oscar from this distance. If I just keep it out there, thank you all very much. I just want to tell you one quick story about how people get cast sometimes, much to their astonishment. I was called in to meet John Sturges, who was directing The Magnificent Seven. He had seen me in a movie called The Young Philadelphians, for which I got a nomination for the Academy Award. And the picture hadn't come out yet, but he'd seen it. And he called me into his office one day and he said, I saw you in The Young Philadelphians, and he said, I'd like to know if you'd be interested in being in this picture based on a Japanese picture, The Seven Samurai. We're going to call it The Magnificent Seven. We don't have a script, we just have the story of the Japanese director Kurosawa. And he said, would you be interested? We don't have a script. And I said, well, naturally I'd be interested. Mr. Sturges, he directed Bad Day at Black Rock, among many other important films. So then he said a strange thing to me. He said, do you know any other good young actors? And I said, as a matter of fact, that's all I know of good young actors. That's who I hang out with. That's why we get together. We talk about acting. Dennis Hopper and people like that. And I said, what did you have in mind, Mr. Sturges, in the way of the character? You envision somebody as one of the seven? He says, yeah. I said, we were talking, we like to get a guy like a tall, lanky kind of guy. You know, very monosyllabic, kind of, he's just there, he's a presence. He said, you know anybody like that? I said, well, as a matter of fact, I went to college, junior college, at City College in Los Angeles with an actor, a guy like that. I said, his name is Jimmy Coburn. And he said, well, do you know where he is? Can you get him in to see me? And I said, well, the last thing I remember, he was shacked up in Greenwich Village smoking dope with a black chick. I don't know whether we said black in those days. Maybe we said something else. But anyway, he said, well, do you know how to get in touch with him? And I said, well, I'll try and find out. So he was indeed exactly where I mentioned he was. I didn't visit him personally, but and he didn't have the fare to come out to Los Angeles to meet Mr. Sturges, so he borrowed the money from his parents. And he took a cheap flight out to Los Angeles, met Mr. Sturges, and out of that accidental meeting with me and Sturges came James Coburn's career, for which he was forever thankful for me, although I didn't even remember the incident.
Brenner, McQueen, Coburn, Vaughn, Brunson, Buchholz, Dexter, The Magnificent Seven.
Mind if I join you?
Yes, very much.
I'm Napoleon, so...
I'm definitely uninterested.
No offense, Napoleon, but she probably thought the dummy was you.
Please stop. I don't believe you. And stop defending yourself. I'm not attacking you. You use language as a weapon and a shield. The only war is inside of you.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the 15th Annual Long Island International Film Expo, and I'm here with the honoree and the director of this exciting film. Introduce yourselves to the camera.
My name is Rick Klass.
And this, of course, is Mr. Robert Vaughn, famous movie actor, film actor, TV actor. I remember you well from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and other great films from the past.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel to receive this award this evening?
Well, considering the alternative, it's really good. If you understand what I've just said.
Well, you look terrific. You really do. And the movie is a very exciting film. Can you tell my audience how you decided to cast him in the film?
How I decided is that I was very lucky that Robert Vaughn agreed to be in my independent film. It was a great thrill and extremely exciting for me when I heard that he would accept a role in it. And I have to say that Robert adds great drama, depth, and humor to the film. I'm so appreciative of his participation.
Robert, could you tell my audience about your character in this film?
Well, he's happens to be the head of a major hospital, and they bring in, at the beginning of the film, an incredible young man who's not only brilliant, but he's also the biggest consumer of drugs and still functional in the history of mankind, I guess, and also a fine athlete. And he's brought into the hospital for psychiatric care, and of course, as all good films do, he falls in love with my daughter, or she falls in love with him, and that begins to begin.
And that's, of course, Melissa Archer.
That's the background of what becomes a very complicated, interesting, and funny plot.
Well, you look terrific. You still are a handsome man, and I was in love with you when I was about 10 years old.
Oh, well, I was only 19 myself.
I know, I remember that. I remember you from The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and I thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us right here at the Long Island Exchange.com and Cognac's Corner magazine. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be back in a moment, darling. So more interviews right here at the 15th Annual Long Island International Film Expo. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.